We then proceeded at that point into our simulated countdown.
Lunchtime, kids! All right!
Yum, 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 yum.
Hello, friends. It's lunchtime.
Welcome, everyone, to the lunch break. It's a Friday. It's several minutes past 12 o'clock, which means it's time for the lunch break. I am your host today, Matt. In studio with me, I have Anna. In the booth, we have Zach, and Christina is in there somewhere. I can kind of see through a crack. And also in studio, we have a couple of guests with us today, Bob and Jan from Texas Tenant Rep. Did I get all that right?
You did.
Sure. Perfect. Good. I took good notes. That's the only notes that I have. So I'm gonna have to wing it for the rest of the time. We'll talk about what you do in a moment, but I want to kick off the show with a story that I found. We've been finding these excessive bride stories, I would say. You know, you had the one that was charging people, I think, $1,500 or something to come to her wedding. If you RSVP'd, you had to pay a fee. I think there was one that was kicking people out if they didn't bring a nice enough gift. This one is prior to the wedding. There's the bachelorette party, of course. And a woman went online and shared, I guess she was part of the bridal party, and she shared this itemized invoice she was sent after the bachelorette party.
What?
So they go to the bachelorette party. They have fun. Have you been to a bachelorette party? Did you have one?
I had one, but it was very organized by my sister. She did a lot of kind of like stay home things. It wasn't wild. We didn't go on like exotic destinations. So it was fairly. I had no control over anything. She took over, but she's my twin sister. She's the organized one. I'm kind of let's go with the flow.
Yeah.
So it was pretty straightforward. No wild things. She prepared all the food. She prepared all the games. So there was nothing really.
Jan, thoughts on bachelorette parties? Any stories to tell?
I was only going to listen to hers. I was hoping you weren't going to ask about mine.
Everybody gets to join in.
Because even though it's a long time ago, I still have pictures.
And I've seen those pictures.
Wow.
And I was disturbed.
Was it epic? I see.
It was really fun. We had a good crowd. We did fun things. We had...
Tell her where you went.
No. They wouldn't even remember. It's not around anymore. But anyway, no, we had a really good time. Nothing about what you're going to talk about, though.
Right. Like you weren't charging your guests 43 cents a person for M&Ms.
What?
So, yeah, she sent along this list, and, I mean, itemized, again, down to the M&M. It was 71 cents a person you were charged for napkins, 43 cents for M&Ms, 24 cents a person for Sprite. And, of course, the most expensive things on the item were booze, right? You know, $3, a little over $3 a person for booze, and $11 a person for pizza. I feel like that's expensive pizza.
My gosh, how much pizza do they have?
So, of course, people were shaming this bride. Is there any excuse for... I mean, look, we live in a society today where people are scratching to get by. They want to have the big party, but it's not uncommon for folks to say, "Hey, if you're going to come over to a house party, chip in a few bucks and help us pay for this thing." So,
what was the total bill per person?
Let's see. I don't see. I bet I can look it up right here. I don't have.
Because based on what you just talked about, it's like $15 or something.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I imagine it's going to be somewhere in the. Let's see.
I'm just thinking that's not much of a party if you get away with $15 a person.
Well, I
have the
also think
list
it's
here.
the difference between male and female, because if you see guys going out to lunch, everyone just throws a card in the middle of the table, while the girls are over there with their calculator popped
is
up,
true.
and they're figuring it out because we all want to be even. So I think if the bridesmaids knew it was coming, that's great, and they felt like no one got screwed because everyone's paying the same amount. So in that case, I'm okay with it. If it was unannounced and they didn't know it, huge problem.
I don't have a. Oh yes, the total cost for each person is being asked to pay $23.81. The total cost for the whole party was $166. But I think I guess it's one thing to say, hey, if you're coming to the party, bring $20, right? That seems reasonable. Or bring $25. We'll all pitch in and we'll have a good party. When you're getting down to, we have macarons for $3.69 divided by 7 people. That's 53 cents a person. Cupcakes are $1 a person. A water, we have $2.68, again, divided by 7. So it's all meticulously planned out here. That seems excessive to me. I think to come down to the exact digits that you have to pay.
But was it
Probably
the bride?
so, because Anna would eat 3 cupcakes, and I would have probably had half a cupcake. So that's where I would have had an issue, right?
Right, yeah. If you're gonna get that granular, you're gonna say, well, hold on now. I only had 4 M&Ms and a few other people.
I had 4 sips of the wine or whatever. I'd say like this sounds like everyone was a CPA.
Right, exactly. And you never want to party with a CPA, do you?
Oh, actually, the wildest people I know are CPAs. Just saying.
Zach, Christina, any thoughts on the itemized bills?
Sorry, I'm in here training. Excuse me.
That's all
Yeah,
right.
totally. Give me a minute. I'll come up with one. Yeah, hold
Okay.
on. I'll jump in.
But was this the bride who sent this, or the
Yes,
bride?
this was the bride that sent it
So
out
since
to
when does the bride plan her own
Good
bride's? I mean, what do you call it? Bachelorette party.
That's a good point. Somebody
I mean,
else
it should be the maid of
picked
honor
up this
or the
ball,
maid,
right?
maid
Yeah,
of
you would
honor.
expect it.
So if all the ladies got together and said, "Hey, we're going to throw the bachelorette party for whoever," that makes sense that they would split that up. But for the bride to plan her own bachelorette party and then bill everybody, that's the part that's weird.
Well, we're starting
Too
to
many
get,
questions.
I guess we're starting to get a view on her friends, right? Because if
Yeah.
the bride here is having to say, "Look, I had to shell out $170 for this thing. I expect you to chip back in." I mean, why weren't they doing that to begin with?
For her.
Right? That's the whole point of a bachelorette party, is that someone else is taking you out. You don't have to pay for your own bachelorette party. I would
You were
think.
already organizing your own wedding, right? That's already enough work.
This is just a sad picture of friendship. I think it's starting to be.
Clearly. My
Honestly, I
goodness.
feel like the bride sounds a little bit of a control freak. And from
Could be.
my experience with bridezillas, I feel like they wouldn't, I don't know, they wouldn't allow them to have a bachelorette party planned for them.
Right. Okay. So you're saying like she wants to make sure everything goes exactly the way she wants it to. So
Right.
this could be a symptom of a larger problem with, if she's getting down to the penny on the bachelorette party, what is the wedding going to be like, right? Like, what is it? You know, how could it possibly be an enjoyable time to be in her wedding?
That could probably be $43.07.
Yeah, that price is going to go up a little bit, I would have to say. So I want to talk before we let you go about what you do, which has absolutely nothing to do with bridal bachelorette party planning.
I'm worried about the segue here.
No segue whatsoever. Texas tenant rep. So you said that you help people when they're wanting to lease office space. Is that right?
Yeah, the company's actually called Reata Commercial Realty,
Okay.
REATA, but our URL is
Your website is
TexasTenantRep.com.
TexasTenantRep.com. I'm looking at the website here. This just goes to show you where I am at in life. You have a 9-step process for leasing office space. I didn't know there were 9 steps. I thought it was, I want an office. There's one step. I want an office. Give me the office.
That's why you need us.
Exactly. Clearly. So what you have to, which all this makes sense. You have to search for you have to plan it out. You have to sign all the documents. You have to move in. You help with every step of that process?
Yeah.
So what would you say is the one part of that process that trips up people the most, that they need the most help with?
That's a hard question to answer because there's so many parts to it. But I would say not planning soon enough. You know, some people wait too late, and the longer you wait, the fewer options you have.
Before your old lease is out, you mean?
Yeah. So if your lease expires December 31st of 2019, should you start that at the beginning of 2019 or in September? Well, if you wait till September and your space that you want to move to requires construction, well, you don't have enough time.
Right.
And then your current landlord realizes that, and suddenly your rental rate's not going to be as negotiable as if you were doing it in February, March, April, when you have a lot of options.
So when is the average? Let's say if there's construction and there's no construction, how early should you start looking?
I would say it depends on the size of the building, or of the space, I should say, and what your lease says. There's a lot of provisions in the lease that will dictate, like your renewal option. You might have an option to renew, but that might have to be exercised a year before the expiration date. So now you need to back that up another 6 to 9 months before that to explore your options before you know whether or not you want to exercise that. Although, you know, you should never exercise your renewal option. Quite honestly, it's a bad idea.
That's another show, though.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe we can't dig into that. I love the fact that move is part of this list, because I feel like that's the thing. People are more than happy to get you to sign the documents and say, all right, here's your space. Now you figure it out. But you help, I guess, book movers and get them into their new building.
It's mostly referrals for those kinds of things. I mean, we're not general contractors, we're not movers, we're not architects, but we know tons of people that do all those things. So we'll do a lot of referrals.
Right.
We also just help them in the planning of it, because a lot of times we had a client move into a new space, and I don't know what went just south, but their internet wasn't working, their phones, their internet, and that's something you need to have booked way ahead of time and make sure it's hot and ready to go the minute you walk in, because that's your lifeline for most businesses. And that was a problem for about 6 weeks.
They were running off their hotspots on their mobile phones.
Oh, wow.
That's not a good way to run.
That's insane.
Can you imagine your company doing that? You'd be dead in the water.
I wish we had known you, because we came from the 5th floor, and when it was time to move, it was like, all right, everybody grab a box, put stuff in and bring it downstairs. Make sure you get everything. And
today you call in sick.
Right. I'm like,
Yeah, really.
gosh, I got somewhere to be. Bob Jan with Riata Commercial Realty. I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
I appreciate you not being a bridezilla, or a guestzilla, I guess.
Guestzilla.
And when we come back, we have a very smelly case of discrimination at is that a grocery chain?
It's a grocery chain.
Tesco's.
Tesco.
Grocery chain in the UK.
Yeah.
So a smelly case of discrimination coming up here on the lunch break on RNCN. Stick around. We'll be right back. Let me get some music here. Eventually. There it is. We'll be right back on RNCN. Thank you. That was fun. All right, we are back on the lunch break. Thank you for sticking with us. So, again, I have Anna in studio. We got Zach and Christina. Christina, how's it going in there? You doing okay?
Have I muted? I have not.
I love that I am fighting Anna on the board so hard. Just constantly. Okay, well, that's just no cameras there. Now it's falling apart. Yeah, like every time I go to cue somebody or turn something on, like Anna does the exact thing a second before
She'll get it right
It's
before
great.
you.
Yeah,
We are too in sync, Zach.
I need to just let you do the whole thing. I don't know what I'm doing. It's fine, though. It's fine. Christina, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Doing
I can't
great.
hear anything right now.
Oh, right. I
so-
turned off the speaker.
Oh wow, boy,
It's good.
We are
It's good. It's
falling
fine.
apart.
Just take
left
it
and
away.
right. All right, so I'll go ahead and go on with the story. I don't care how Christina's doing right now.
You should care.
Now she can hear. So this comes to us from the Metro newspaper in the UK.
So many goodies from the UK these days,
Always. And this is a great one. So Tesco, which, as you explained earlier, was a grocery chain,
Yes.
is facing a lawsuit from a former employee. I guess former. It doesn't say that he's not there anymore. But this gentleman, 42-year-old Atif Masood, has sued for harassment and racial discrimination. Sounds terrible. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that anywhere. He says he was being bullied by a coworker, has not received an apology from the supermarket about it, and claims that they even failed to investigate his complaint at all, or at least adequately.
This sounds awful.
This sounds terrible. Now, would you like to guess what happened to spur the bullying? I'm sure you already know.
I actually read the article, but I don't think Christina did, so I guess that's on her.
Christina, would you like to guess?
We would love to know. But
This sounds terrible, right? Like, we don't want to see this happening, do we?
No, not at all.
Any guesses whatsoever as to what happened for this? He's suing for 20,000 pounds, which we've discussed is $40,000 to $50,000 here in the U.S. A sizable amount, right?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yes, we agree in the control room.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah, the control room is in agreement
Yes.
that $50,000 is a lot of money.
We'll allow it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll let you off the hook here. He says that a coworker farted on him. And
Stop.
what do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh God, is this the bar for quality on this show? Is this what we're
Absolutely.
doing?
He
Absolutely.
exploded some gas, some gas on his colleague.
It's very, very kind of you to offer a proper explanation, Anna. Thank you.
I'm giving you the English version.
Oh, that's what that is.
He released some gas on him.
Yeah. He says he was the coworker broke wind in his face. Now, there are other things to go along with this. He says that he has been criticized because he is a Muslim, and says that the gaseous incident is only is just a part of what has happened. He says, they have called him a terrorist and that he was a liar, and then this latest incident was someone passed gas in his face. And says that the grocery chain Tesco did nothing about it. Now they claim they went and looked at the CCTV footage and found, or they dispute the claim that they found sufficient evidence. So I guess they couldn't prove on camera that he indeed had been farted in his face.
Couldn't verify that whoever smelt it in fact dealt it.
Right.
It's.
Good God.
I gotta be honest, Zach. I'm gonna be annoying. I think I can hear the talk back. I hear.
It's either
Oh
that.
yeah, I left it on.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
There we go.
There it is.
Have
Got
it.
Sounds better.
All right.
Thank you.
So-
you guys have been. How long have we been doing this segment? You've been hearing that this whole time?
I just thought it was feedback from something else.
Bunch of
Yeah,
good
no.
sports.
I was like, oh yeah. And anyway,
sports in the studio.
Anyway, so a bit of context here.
Yeah.
So not that it really matters, but it's to help you paint the picture. To help paint the picture. Yeah. So Tesco is a chain which would equal to a Walmart.
Okay.
So it's not a Trader Joe's. It's not a Whole Foods.
You're saying it's not a high-end retail.
It's not a high-end retail.
Okay.
And the area of the place where the place it took, the area where it took place.
Mm-hmm.
Where are my words?
Thornton Heath.
It's in South London.
Okay,
correct?
what does that mean?
So South London is known for being a bit of kind of a
Rough and tumble?
intense area. In some places,
Okay.
it can be rough. It can be rough on the
Just
edges.
breaking down income inequality here on the lunch
yes,
break.
yes. So it's kind of, there's a lot of racial tensions in South London.
Okay.
So I'm
you're
not
saying
surprised.
anti-Muslim sentiment would not be unheard of. Not necessarily
Right.
that they're going around farting on each other all the
No,
time in
exactly.
Thornton Heath, but
But there's a lot of different communities in South
Right.
London. So this is something that it's on the newspapers all the time. So props to him for going ahead and making sure that, this is not just going away. I am here. I'm gonna make noise about it, and I'm gonna just raise awareness. And I agree, it's wrong to do. But I mean, how can Tesco say this, we could improve? Because you can't like put violet, not ultraviolet,
infrared,
yeah, and be like, okay, so there was like a heat movement coming out. Come on.
Yeah,
just take your employee's word for it, right?
So this clearly could be a case of the the woman suing McDonald's for coffee that was too hot, right? So on the surface, that looks like a ridiculous headline. Like, of course the coffee is hot. When you actually look at what happened, you can see, well, she has a legitimate claim. I mean, she was very badly burned and for whatever, a bunch of other things going around this. So yeah, the headline here says, man sues Tesco after colleague farted in his face. What actually might have occurred is something that could be a little bit more closely akin to, actual racial discrimination.
Bullying.
Right.
That's what they argue.
I appreciate that you you got problems. Everybody's got them, all right? But this is a pick your battles kind of thing, because you're right. Like, you kind of picked a terrible stage to stand on. Like, there's got to be some other offense that's happened to you that you said, no, sir, this happened because of my race, and I need to stand up and make a case.
Right. Of all the things to list in your lawsuit, you have this one, which makes it ludicrous.
Like, people look at this headline and laugh, man. Like, that's not a good one to go for. So I don't know.
I also want to know, how do you let somebody's butt get close enough to your face?
Well, this had to have been like a quick grab, right? Like somebody grabs their head and like pulls them down, right?
That's or just like runs by where they're sitting in a chair.
Sexual harassment.
Well, I have the perfect picture. He is in the supermarket, kind of like filling it, stocking the shelves.
Oh yeah, he's bent
with
down,
some
maybe
canned goods. So he's just like
pushing carts.
He's just pushing carts, and then someone else comes close. Off we go.
I think you've broken it down. Now, I haven't seen the footage for myself. I'd love to. I'd love to.
Gosh.
But if anybody out there has that,
if anyone has that, please send it our way. Lunchbreak@lunchbreak.com. That's not a working email address. Please do not try to send
that, though.
anything to that. Yeah, no, you're right though. Like you would hope if it was as serious as he says it is, that you would say, oh yeah, and there was also this one time that they said a bunch of things to me, or they shoved me, or something like that. Not this guy came and tooted on me. But
tooted. I was waiting for somebody to use that word. I'm
really
so excited.
Just waiting anxiously in the
I'm glad I checked that box for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, when we get back, we'll stay on the discrimination chain. Can a sandwich be what is the word that I'm looking for right now? Hold on one second. I'll turn
my
story.
mic back on. Sexist. Sexist is the word
I'm looking for
That's
right now. Yes, I was like, can a sandwich be genderist? That's not what I was trying to say. Can a sandwich be sexist? We'll tell you about that coming up on the lunch break here on RNCN. Stick around.
Chicken McNuggets.
What are you making?
Sauce! We're using my mummy's recipe.
Mummy,
This better be good. It'll be great. Does your daddy have a recipe?
What's frightfully fun at McDonald's? 4 McDonald and friends with clip-on costumes and 4 McDonald and tapes.
I like to scare myself.
8 to collect, 1 with each Happy Meal you buy.
Happy Halloween.
Now it's time for the Pizza Head Show.
Hey, everybody! I'm done trick-or-treating, and now I'm going to go for a stuffed crust pizza at Pizza Hut. Yay!
Not yet, Pizza Head. There's one more place to go.
I don't think anyone's home.
Sure there is.
Hello, trick-or-treat! Interesting hieroglyphics on this pizza.
Quick, Pizza Head, let's go upstairs.
Hey, who lives here anyway?
It's your host, Count Steve.
Oh, nice place. You got it. I want to go to Pizza Hut now!
The Count will be happy to give you a lift.
Hey, put me down! Put me down!
See you next time.
What?
The Pizza Head Show.
This is hilarious. The way it just seemed like it was going too fast, but it was hilarious.
A knockoff Mr. Bill. But shout out to Pizza Head. So sad that he got cut up by
I don't know the date on the Pizza Head ad, but I could swear somewhere in the back of my brain I was like, I've seen this before.
Oh yeah,
like this.
These were mid '90s, so you've probably run into.
My childhood thanks you. I was like, oh, yes, I love that one. Yes, Pizza Head.
The Halloween Chicken McNuggets, I remember those very clearly from my childhood, where it was like, I mean, literally a toy of just a Chicken McNugget. So think about that. When you were a kid, this is what you had to play with, was a toy of a Chicken McNugget, which you could then dress up like a ghost.
That was my favorite. I had like so many of those. They were my favorite toy.
Did you
ever.
really? You're making that up.
I
Really?
was obsessed.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
It's just a hunk of brown plastic that you had to play with.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if like the way those came about was McDonald's had some kind of like deal with a plastic factory in China or something. And they're like, well, it's the end of the year. We got like 8 million of these hunks of plastic. What do we
Churned out
do
a
with
bunch of
them?
McNuggets.
Yeah, they were like, well,
McNugget
just throw
toys.
some eyes on them. It'll be fine. Yeah, the McNugget toys. People will love them.
Yeah. Yeah, let's kids will play with anything these days. Let's just give them a wad of plastic.
That's right. Don't check if it's lead free or anything either. It's the 90s. Nobody cared then.
Right. Josh Hart joining us in studio. What's
Hey!
up, Josh? There he is.
He's got 2 seats and 1 camera all to himself. I love it.
Oh, are we still on the wide shot?
This is very.
Yeah, we're still on the wide.
That feels rude. It feels rude that I walk in, you put me on the wide shot.
Well, it feels rude, but you know, we had some fine guests in there before you, all right? And we've got a fine guest now, Josh Hart. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here. I want to get your opinion on this story.
I'm ready.
So this again comes to us from the UK. The UK is all over the place. First, we had a racial discrimination case where people were tooting on each other. Now we have a sexist.
Did you say tooting?
I said tooting. Yes,
Got
I'm
it.
trying
Okay.
to.
Word ever.
The wilting flowers in there got all offended when I said farting earlier. So
Oh well, yeah, you got to be careful with that.
I had to tone down my language.
No F words on the show.
Not at all. Yeah, can't say that. So this comes to us from Waitrose, which again is another supermarket chain, right?
Yep, that's a Trader Joe level.
Okay, so this is higher. This higher end.
No, actually, I would even say this is Whole Foods level.
All right, yeah. So we're moving up in the world.
Woo, yeah, going high up. Yep.
And a good example of this is what they are naming their sandwiches. So you have a smoked chicken Caesar roll. Tell me that doesn't sound good.
Okay, done. Check. Yes.
Now the problem with this sandwich, it comes in the way they describe it. It is not simply a smoked chicken Caesar roll. It is a gentleman's smoked chicken Caesar roll.
Done.
It has the packaging around the roll or around the sandwich has a buff human-like rooster holding a fishing rod. I'm not really sure why he's fishing.
Don't care.
But a woman, a British entertainer, Amy LeMay, do you know who she is?
No, I have no idea.
Tweeted out this photo of the packaging with the human-like rooster holding a fishing rod and the gentleman's chicken Caesar roll, and said, "I never knew sandwiches were gender specific. I'm a female, but thankfully Waitrose let me purchase this anyway." Well, of course, this blew up on social media.
Yep.
And Waitrose says that after the hubbub, they are planning to change the name of the sandwich.
I
word on what it's going to be.
Of this.
Of the
Yeah.
chicken sandwich. Let's see if we can dig up a
I guess
gentleman's roll.
before I comment, I would like to see
Yeah, I
the
have to see
gentleman's
this.
chicken sandwich from the buff food. One thing that does come to mind is the double standard. I've never seen a guy take a picture of the dessert lady fingers. Is like a thing.
Yeah. They're like little cream puffs or something.
Not
like that.
yet, anyway.
Yeah, and go. Well, even though I'm a man, I was still allowed to buy my delicate pastry and order it. So
I've got an image of the sandwich.
You do?
I'll
Okay,
hold it
please.
up in
Yeah,
a
I was
second.
gonna
Please.
pull one up here. It does not look appetizing. It does not look as appetizing as I thought it was going to. It sounds amazing.
It sounds great. Just
It
by
does not look that way.
I guess that's how advertisement works, right?
There we go. Yeah, there it is. So
that's not a human-like chicken. It's just a.
Well, what do you mean? He's wearing overalls. What do you mean he's not a human-like?
It's a chicken wearing overalls.
It's holding a fishing rod.
He's using his wings as if they were arms. I don't know why he's fishing. There's nothing on here that's fish related. That's just confusing.
Maybe
People in overalls fish.
That explains it.
It's the anchovies that's in the Caesar.
You know what? I found out about that and it ruined my life. We went to a higher end. Well, we went to a Rex's Seafood.
Yeah.
And I don't like a lot of seafood, but they had a Caesar salad on the menu, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll go get a Caesar salad. Like, hook it up.
Yeah.
So they send it in, and it's got literal anchovies on the salad, and I was like, what is this? Why are they putting? All they had to do was put lettuce, some romaine lettuce, put a couple croutons on there, slice a little cheese, give me some Caesar dressing, but then they throw anchovies on top of it. And my wife said, well, you know, Caesar dressing is made with anchovies, and I
had no
completely
idea.
ruined my life.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Really?
It is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I only know that because my wife is a vegetarian, and so she makes vegan Caesar dressing, which sounds like it would be awful. It's not.
Is it all right?
It is really good. I actually prefer that over regular Caesar.
I managed to like choke that information back in the back of my head because I still love a Caesar salad. It's one of my favorites. So I always think as long as there's no fish on it, I can get away with it. So yeah, maybe that's why he's fishing.
Yeah.
But any idea, is the gentleman's smoked chicken Caesar roll sexist?
No, I think what is that term? Zach will know what I'm talking about. What is the social media warrior? What is this new term?
An SJW.
Yeah, a social justice warrior. That's what it is. That sounds like that gone awry, where you're looking for anything and everything to try to become Twitter famous.
Yeah.
There's no reason that's a sexist sandwich. Yes, the marketing may be a little weird with the overall chicken fishing, but I don't think you have to be a man to buy that sandwich, or that a person would, as you're checking out, be like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, Anna, you cannot buy this.
This is
it
for
is
gentlemen.
a gentleman sandwich only."
Yeah, employees go kind of like tackle women who try to take sandwiches off the.
Nobody's. Well, I say nobody, but I'm sure somebody is. Somebody somewhere is hanging out in like the frozen food aisle at Walmart, like Hungry Man frozen dinners. No, sir. Not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
No, ma'am.
I'm a hungry woman.
The Gordon Fisherman, not today. Not today, sir.
Jolly Green Giant, no, sir.
Yeah. So I think it's just a way for someone to try to either hopefully fake outrage to get some media attention,
man.
which is what she's getting here on the lunch break show.
There's 8 billion people on the planet. There's got to be a handful that take this very seriously. Dozens of people.
Yeah.
Christina, any thoughts? Any thoughts, Christina, on the gentleman's sandwich?
This is our society, guys.
What have we wrought? I have more of a problem with the word gentleman. I am anything but a gentleman, and I will not be eating this
You're a man.
chicken Caesar roll, sir. I need a louse, like a louse's chicken.
The rogue sandwich.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I guess if we want to be fair, the tweet again just says I never knew sandwiches were gender specific, but they let me buy it anyway. Who knows if she was trying to stir up outrage? Of course, anything you put online is going to stir up outrage.
Sure.
Doesn't matter what you post. So I'm not surprised that it did, but I can't say for sure if she was out there waving the flag saying I need my my lady's chicken sandwich.
I almost, in a way, hear me out. I almost wish the retailer in question had been like, no. Dudes only. Sorry.
No.
Like that's outrage. Now you got a story.
Do you still have the picture of it?
No, I took it down.
I was gonna say, look at that dope chicken. Like,
give me a minute. I'll get it
some
back.
time. Making that overalled chicken fishing and like, what, you want me to throw this artwork out the window just because you have a problem with the gentleman? No way.
It just shows you how sexist Europe actually is. Unfortunately, they can't be open-minded.
It's sad,
like Americans are on a daily basis.
It's so sad that we have to deal with such nonsense overseas. Thank goodness that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, there it is again.
Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Look, somebody drew that. Spent time drawing that chicken. They were like, draw me the manliest chicken you can think of.
He's got a fish on the hook.
Put him in overall.
You know what got me hooked? The ciabatta looks amazing.
It does look good.
The bread looks
some good bread
incredible.
there. Yeah.
The bread looks good. It's just the filling. Like I would have wanted it. If that's a gentleman, I guess that's a gentleman's sandwich. That's not a hungry man's sandwich.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of getting off topic. But you're right. The bread to food ratio is
not
right.
much in there.
Yeah,
there's not much in there. All right. On that note, we will take a break. When we come back, Halloween trees. Have you all set up your Halloween tree yet? We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Coming up here on the lunch break on RNCN. How about Music One? What does that sound like? Oh, that doesn't exist. How about Funky? That sounds pretty funky. Let's do it. We'll be back here on the lunch break. Stick
Giblet gravy and sliced turkey.
Yes, giblet gravy and sliced turkey, together in the most significant frozen dish of our time, buffet supper.
Winner of 3 Banquet Academy Awards. Best sliced turkey.
Best performance by a giblet gravy in a supporting role.
Best performance by a housewife.
I just put it in the oven, and by and by it was done. And I had a delicious buffet supper. Oh, yes, I did. Slices of turkey, all covered with gravy and little bitty giblets. Do you hear me?
The outstanding banquet production of the 20th century. Giblet gravy and sliced turkey.
Color by Paprika, now appearing citywide in a frozen food section near you.
There's a time in your life when you think, I should get divorced. If your wife ever does that, that's that time.
Giblet gravy?
I like how they try to hide it at the end. Colored by paprika.
Yeah.
It's like, just no big deal.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's
so
fine.
So many wrong things about that ad. But so many good things
the
about
housewife,
it.
The housewife comment.
The best performance by a housewife.
Yes.
Not so sure about that.
I really wish, I know we've talked about it before, but man, like I wish I could. Sometime we need to run an ad, and I'll just keep on the cameras and not actually on the ad, because I swear it's the greatest. Looking in the studio, Matt's over there like wringing his hands together,
just
chuckling
waiting
like
for
a
it to
little,
happen.
and
Yeah.
Anna's looking at the screen like, what is happening? Like American history at its finest. It's great.
Yeah,
It's
I've
great.
been, I've
It's
been
great.
cutting a lot of these recently, so I'm like, oh, this is a good one. Like this one is messed up. I'm just waiting for it to dawn on folks.
They're all good ones.
All right, with the 10 minutes or so that we have left, let's just blow this whole thing out. Let's go to the end here. Halloween trees. Do any of you? Well, let's first of all, do any of you put up Halloween decorations at all? Anybody go all out for Halloween?
We do fall decorations at our house.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Like
you do fall decor. You don't have fall decor. Anna does fall decor,
Throw
right?
a cobweb on that thing and make it Halloween.
No, you do fall decor.
I would say there's people that do the difference. There's like, the beginning of autumn is fall decor, and then you have Halloween closer to the
You're not putting up
the month.
bats,
No.
skeletons.
The closest that we have is we have the kitchen witch. And
What is that?
Kitchen witch?
Yeah, it's a kitchen witch.
So like a sandwich?
Is that like the elf on the shelf?
No, it is a witch that's like over a
the kitchen.
candle, and she has like a broom, like she's stirring a pot of stuff, but you just light a candle.
Okay.
Which we don't ever light because it's a fire hazard. It's not, but
Cutting
it
that
is,
kitchen
it
witch
is-
off at the knees.
There you go. It is perceived as
You
as
lose
such.
half the effect of the kitchen witch if you're not letting her.
Yeah. Either way, she comes out during the fall season. So,
Okay.
And then after Thanksgiving, the kitchen witch goes away.
So how many currently right now? You have a front porch area or an entryway?
I do.
How many gourds are on the front porch at all?
None.
Really?
No, you wouldn't drive by our house and go, I bet they have fall decor up. Because our outside.
This is all inside?
All inside.
Oh, wow.
All inside. Inside we have wreaths. We have a cornucopia on the entertainment center. We have we have a cinnamon broom. I'm not sure that's the actual name for it.
What?
It's a broom made of cinnamon like sticks. Oh. So it makes your house smell
Like
cinnamon.
cinnamon.
Yeah,
Nice.
which is a phenomenal scent.
Yeah, currently on my porch, there's probably 300 pumpkins, a hay bale, and some candles or some
But
things
you go
in the
to
door.
town.
What's that?
You go to town.
Well, yeah. I haven't even started putting up like the spiders and cobwebs and all the other stuff like that. How about in there? Anybody do fall decor, Halloween
things.
decor, actually, rather?
Real quick, one, check out what's happening over here. It's great. You guys can't see.
I'm working, but I'm switching the camera.
Yeah. Christine's doing all the work. Yeah, I'm just hanging out.
So if it's terrible, you know who to
fall
blame.
decor. Yeah, we've got a few things we put up. It's pretty much Halloween themed. It's kind of our scene.
The old paper skeleton on the door?
No, not paper, but we do have this cool like black board with pins in it that's got string tied through it that makes it look like a skull, and we hang it on our door, and we're the only people in the whole apartment complex with anything like that.
Terrifying.
So every time somebody walks by, like, good God, what's going on in there? It's like Halloween is what's going on in here. It's great.
You're looking far too relaxed in there, by the way, if she's in there doing the work, and you
Thank
just have
you.
your arm like kicked up. And
That's right.
hanging
Okay.
out.
Next time you cut to my shot, it'll be feet just like on the laptop, like just splayed out over here. So it'll be nice.
One thing I'm looking forward to doing, and it'll be when my son gets older, is setting up the like hay mannequin in the front yard, the little like straw man, holding a pumpkin.
The scarecrow.
The scarecrow.
Yeah.
And
The
that
hay man.
The hay man. Yeah. The man stuff with hay. The hay man.
The autumn hay man.
Yeah. And then on Halloween, it's me in that same outfit.
Yes.
Sitting in that same hay
Are
bale.
you into scaring the
Oh
children
God,
on
yeah.
Halloween? Okay.
Yeah, I've made
Good.
kids
Well,
cry.
All right, good. We at least have that.
Won't
Yeah.
put up Halloween decorations. Won't dress up for Halloween. Will make children
Will
cry.
cry.
You got it.
Yeah,
I respect
that is
that.
that's what I'm about. Zach.
I respect that.
I will say this: the one time I made a kid cry, I was living with my college roommate in Oklahoma. We had a little house, and the house had like an entryway that you walked in, and you were kind of surrounded. There was like a window right here, and then a wall. And so the big kids that shouldn't have been trick or treating, we thought they're fair game. So I had like a scream mask, and I was hiding behind the window. And I would jump out and scare them from the side of the window.
Like actually reach out?
No, just my face with the screen.
Oh, up against the window. Okay.
Yeah, up against the screen.
Yeah.
And just scare them. I did not see the 13-year-old or 14-year-old was holding hands with his 4-year-old brother.
Oh my God.
And so when I did that, by the way,
That's a good lesson for that kid.
the 13-year-old, horrible job because he just took off. He just scattered. The 4-year-old fell against the wall, balled up, and just cried.
Oh my God,
So the way this game worked is I would scare, and then my roommate would open the door and like hand out the candy.
Right.
So I scared as he opened the door. So to the dad, he thought this guy was the jerk because he couldn't see me.
Yeah.
So I just shrinked away and went off and hid.
The dad was with them?
The dad was standing on like the sidewalk in front of the house. So the dad just heard and then saw my open the door. Yeah. So. It was
You
classic.
gotta. I mean, look, I could go on for a while because we do a thing on Halloween where we scare people and stuff like that. And we've had parents come up and they're like, too scary. too scary. Like, we're not letting our kids come up here.
Really?
Don't scare them. Too scary. And I'm like, you're out on Halloween.
Yeah.
You're fair game.
Yep.
You're mine.
If you want the
You're mine.
candy,
Coming to my
if you want the candy, I'm gonna have to scare you.
right. Come into my spider's web. You're
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
It's like it's my house. I do whatever I want.
Yeah.
This is
like,
America.
calm down.
It's-
I'm
I mean,
waiting to be posted about on Nextdoor.
It's a 2-for-1 deal. Normally, it's a trick or a treat. You get both at the Stoker house.
Yeah, exactly.
I
We do
got-
it upright.
I gotta be honest, I don't, because we live in an apartment and, you know, only been in America for 2 years. So it's kind of like, I love fall decor, but like I rather like go crazy and go to town on Christmas decor. So I'm kind of like saving my bucks for the Christmas decor.
Here's a question, and sorry, I saw that you were about to say something, Matt.
Yeah.
I apologize.
You should, but that's all right.
I am. When
had a
I was in Europe during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Which I'm aware they don't celebrate
No one
Thanksgiving.
else but Americans celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thank you, Christopher Columbus.
You're welcome.
When I was there, I wasn't expecting Thanksgiving. How early though? Because they were like full blown, early part of November, full blown Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Lights are out, wreaths are down,
They're ready to
the
go.
Christmas festivals are happening. For us, you have like 3
Right.
weeks for Christmas.
You don't have the sandbar of
No.
Thanksgiving in between.
No.
But
You're
do
just-
they celebrate Halloween in Europe?
Well, it's been fairly recent we start celebrating it, but it's kind of we just dress up. We don't do anything else. So there's no trick and treat.
Yeah, I like trick and treating. Yeah,
tricking
Anyway.
and treating.
yeah,
Is that
Those
tricking and
things.
treating?
yeah.
Both things. Yeah, I mean, we only dress up. There's no record of people going around. Perhaps now, I haven't been in Portugal for a while now, but because of a globalization,
Yeah.
you know, trends tend to go to other countries. So perhaps now people do Halloween in kind of like its full bloom. But to answer your question about how early people put Christmas decorations, I would say we start hearing Michael Bublé, around
That's what you know.
Yeah.
around like mid-October.
Oh wow.
And sometimes it's like in September you start like little Christmas decor starts popping out in the stores and you're like, no.
There are places you can go where you can find Christmas decor right now.
Oh yeah, the
Absolutely.
Christmas
Go to a
stores.
go to a Hobby Lobby. They're like all year. Well, if you like the Christmas tree, the Halloween tree might be for it, which is exactly what it sounds like. People are taking Christmas trees and they're just putting like bats and skulls on them, and cobweb
cool.
and black and orange. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
You want this? You want the Halloween tree?
I don't want it, but I don't want to have a Christmas tree. So I think that the reason why I hate the Christmas tree is the setting it up for 3 or 4 weeks and then having to tear it all down.
Yeah.
If I could have a tree up that had automatic lights, I just hit a button and they went from orange to black to green and red, and then like have one for Easter and have one that's red, white, and blue for 4th
just
of
the
July.
year-round tree.
The year-round tree up in the house that I can just hit a button and it changes to the next
4th
season.
of July tree.
Yep, I am down with
Put
that.
some sparklers on that thing.
Yeah,
Let's go.
light it up.
Yeah, light it up. Let's see what happens.
To me, that sounds like something that you should invent.
The year-round tree.
Just saying. Entrepreneur.
Halloween,
Isn't
Halloween
that
trees.
American?
Anybody in there care about Halloween?
You know,
this
funny
sounds like
story.
this sounds like an Instagram thing to me, honestly. But
Funny story. I was just talking to Christine about this like last week.
About a Halloween tree?
Yeah, I was like, hey, I think we should get a Halloween tree. I had no idea we were going to talk about this. I hadn't seen anything about it.
So this is something that you were aware of prior to now.
Yeah, I was thinking about this.
I'm not breaking
here's my
news to
pitch.
you.
All right, to go the whole way, and I'm trying to find a good image here, and I can't. But let me find something even remotely close. My pitch was you get a small tree, because they sell little miniature ones that are like a foot and a half, right? And you get it solid black, all right? Because they sell black Christmas trees.
I love it.
And then on that, you put like just little pumpkins or like skulls or bats or something, and that like sits on an end table or something. That's my pitch. It's just a little like something. Josh is in there dying.
I
just a
love
little
this.
something.
Is like some little pumpkins.
If you wanted to go the whole way,
some amuse bouche are on the side.
if you wanted to go the whole way,
smattering of pumpkins.
and I'll never go to this much trouble because
I
I,
like
won't
that
get
tree.
out 2 Christmas trees. I won't
Love
have it
it.
in my house. But Christina, if you could switch to that one, 7 right there.
I
You got it.
would
Come on,
not.
Christina.
I
Wait
would
for it.
not
There it
like.
is. She did it. Yay!
Hey, I
Okay.
would not like a black Christmas tree.
Here's my pitch.
love it.
You get a black full-size Christmas tree, suspend it upside down from the ceiling.
No.
The inverted tree.
The inverted black Christmas tree off the ceiling, and then you hang things. Act like that wouldn't be sick. If you walked into somebody's house and saw that as a Halloween decoration, you'd be like, "This is right. That's Instagrammable. People would like it." You put a hashtag at the bottom.
Are you a green tree only?
I'm a green tree only.
Not even like the silver ones or the cool colors?
Mine are all fake, but they're all green.
Yeah.
Yeah. And mine are also the idea. I remember there was one year pre my son. Sorry, I know he's tuned in. He's a big fan of the show, by the way.
Okay. Shout out to Harvey.
He likes to say Anna's name and Matt's name, and then there's a dog that he knows, and he says that name.
A dog?
Yeah. So he doesn't.
Well,
nice Zach. He doesn't. He doesn't say Zach yet, but he's getting close.
He'll get there.
Yeah. There you go. I'm not even going to touch that tree that you posted up. Nice try.
Me up.
Nice try.
Sounds a bit too much.
You're
looks like
welcome, Internet.
You don't even have to
My
decorate that
goodness.
thing. You can just throw some lights on it and you're done.
Throw some tinsel and you're done. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you put some green tinsel.
Yeah.
It's an amazing tree. There was a story that my wife, we used to have just the tree that Zach was talking about, the little like 1 foot tall. It has its own little like vase that it stays in.
Right.
It would post up. Great. We used to have that. That was our tree. It stayed inside the house. There was one year my wife wanted to get the full on like put it together tree. And I said, I really don't want to do that. It's a lot of hassle. And she's like, you won't even have to mess with it. It'll all be me. I'm like, fine, go ahead. That right there, perfect example. That's my thing. Right.
That's
Yeah.
a dream
Just
tree?
a little,
festive
small,
as it gets.
Yeah, festive as it gets.
The end table tree.
Table tree. Yeah. Some small gifts around it. Perfect.
Yeah, they got to be really small.
Yeah, but she wanted to have a tree, so she went out, got one, and came home. I walked home to her just sitting around branches everywhere.
Yep.
And she was like,
such a pain.
Help me. And so sure enough, we put it together, and it's the tree that we have.
All right, so yeah, send us your pictures of your Halloween trees. Before we get out of here, there is a story. There is some food news that I wanted to hit.
Food news.
Food news. So this is a list put together by the Food Network of how people enjoy their French fries around the world. Is there a particular way you like to have French fries? Anybody in here? Real quickly.
I like to have my French fries with pepper in the ketchup.
Okay, little
Classes
pepper,
it up.
little
Black pepper ketchup. Yeah.
Yep.
I like mine with mayo.
Okay, all right. I'm not even gonna touch that.
No,
Not even like
respect.
I know.
turn that microphone off.
Respect.
Any particular way you like French fries in there?
Okay. To get particular, I'm a ketchup fan, so fries and ketchup are great for me. I don't do the drizzle. I'm a dip man only.
Yep.
That's what I'm all about.
Saturate.
You don't do the pile of fries, then drizzle ketchup over. You have the fries on one side. You got a little thing of ketchup on the other. You dip. That's the whole game for me.
So this is
Christina.
Oh yeah, sorry, Christina. I'm sorry. You're in there.
He's not sorry, Christina.
I
know
apologize.
I'm working. I'm trying not to screw this up for you guys. Ranch. I like ranch on my French fries.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on the ranch fries.
Just to be clear, I would have said mayonnaise, but because of my size and stature, everyone would have been like, "Of course, he likes mayonnaise on his French fries." That's why I said black pepper ketchup. So I just want to be honest.
French fries with a mayonnaise bath, please. So, if you were to put together a list, this is a list. It has the UK, Spain, South Korea, Peru, Canada. Obviously, poutine. People like poutine.
It's so good.
Delicious. If you were to put U.S. on this list, what do you think is the quintessential U.S. French fry dish?
Dip.
It's got to be
like
cheese fries.
Chili cheese fries.
Chili cheese fries. There you go. That's it. Chili cheese fries covered in chili and cheese.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the USA. Obviously, the UK has fish and chips here, so apparently chips are different than regular French fries. They're a little thicker and
so they're like wedges.
Okay.
And they put vinegar on their chips.
Yep.
Europe is listed as fries and mayonnaise. A lot of people do enjoy the combination of fries and mayonnaise.
Thank
so
you
that
very
is
much.
a thing. That was nature, I think, took over and taught you to love fries and mayonnaise. South Korea, honey butter fries. You can order honey butter fries at McDonald's. That sounds all right.
Honey
Yeah.
butter.
Honey butter.
I like
on
all
there.
three of those things. Yeah, sure.
In Greece, they serve them. Is it gyro style,
Yeah.
like the sandwich? So that has little meat, tzatziki, tomato, onion, and fries. Almost like a chili cheese fry, but just
Sounds phenomenal.
different type
Wait,
of
it's just
breed.
worked into the gyro? That's what I'm hearing?
Yeah, and so instead of a pita bread that holds your gyro together, they
Yeah.
just put it on top of fries.
Put it on top of the fries.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
In Spain, you can find them with tomato sauce and aioli. They call that patatas bravas. I don't know. Have you ever heard of that dish?
It's called American spaghetti. is what
Right,
it's called.
yeah.
I haven't tried that actually.
In Belgium, you can find moulet frites, and these are fries topped with mussels in a white wine and garlic sauce.
Oh my gosh. It's so good. Well, actually, it's on the side. So you have your mussels with the sauce and everything, and
Yeah.
then they give you like a basket of fries.
To go
and
along
you
with
dip
them.
it in. It's amazing.
And then I'll end on this one because this one just sounds delicious to me. This is in Peru, where you'll find salchipapas, which were fries topped with sliced sausages, ketchup,
Check.
mayonnaise,
Check.
hot peppers.
Oh God. Yep. Done.
Give me that.
Yep.
Give
That sounds
me
great.
hook that up. I do like a little ketchup and mayo. You mix up ketchup and mayo, throw
Sure.
a little mustard
Not
in there.
sure.
You got yourself a dish.
I believe that's called the secret sauce from the Big Mac.
Right, yeah, the special sauce.
Yeah.
Is that? Do they have any French specialty?
They don't list France. I think I did all of them.
Which is weird because it is called the French fry.
That's true.
Yeah.
No. Well,
So
these are the ones that
unregenerative.
were the ones that were picked out.
fries.
Here, I'll click through. I'll click through on this and just see if because they do list 11 here that I'm not. Spain, South Korea, Greece, Europe. Oh gosh, they hit me with a keep reading button.
Oh, boo.
Come on.
How
where
dare
are
they?
you? U.S.
I can't imagine that the French would like lower themselves to have a French platter.
Right. They have curry chips listed here as a thing in the UK. Which I
Oh,
guess
it's also equally very good. You can
get
find
curry
this
on there?
in the seaside towns. When you
Curry
go,
chips.
you can get fish and chips, and you also just get your curry chips.
And then the only one that wasn't listed on that original list that I had was Tanzania, which is chipsi maye, which is an omelet with fries in it.
Wow.
I know we're out of time, but this is a quick thing. I want to get your thoughts on.
Yeah,
the
hit me
last
with it.
thing. I was at a restaurant called Excellent.
All right.
And they had
I already hate
biscuit.
it.
Not all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
no.
had biscuits and gravy
Fine, good.
Yes.
on the menu.
Yes.
And then they had an omelet on the menu. They had biscuits and gravy omelet.
What?
Yeah. So when I ordered it, she goes, I just want to give you a heads up, as saying people have been pissed off before. This is an omelet with biscuits and gravy inside of it. And for some reason, I went, nope.
Like, okay, hold on. You make the omelet, you put biscuits and gravy, and like you fold the omelet
So
over
it's
it.
inside the omelet. You cut it up, and biscuits and gravy like pour out. And I could not get on board with that. I got on board with the biscuits and gravy on the side. I don't know
All
what the
day.
difference is with
I'll
like,
eat biscuits and
pushing-
gravy as a meal.
Yeah, but pushing that into my omelet and folding it over, I was check me out.
Get out of here.
I don't know why
It's the
that
texture.
bothered me so much, but cutting into my egg and having a biscuit inside bothered me.
No way. I'd do it. Sign me up.
Well, now-
throw a little bacon in there with that gravy. You got yourself a game.
It's the gravy. You know, it's not the bread. It's the gravy that drives me crazy on this because I'll mix. I'll grab a little bit of hash browns and have some scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
and do
Yeah,
that.
totally
thing.
fine.
A little toast. I'll put a little scrambled
Sure.
egg on toast.
Yeah.
So that I'm not bothered by that, but I think it's the inclusion of the gravy that really makes it
maybe. But either
sound
way,
terrible.
I just said no entirely to biscuits and gravy. And I was like, man, that must have offended me so much. Like, nope. I'll have a different omelet entirely.
No, thank you.
I don't know if there's any combination of breakfast food that I'm against, frankly. If it all goes in, then it counts. You could blend up like a Grand Slam from Denny's, right?
In a blender?
Yeah. Put it in
Okay.
a casserole tray and bake it till it's solid. Slice me out a piece of that, and I'd eat it.
All right.
So if
Yeah.
we
All
went
right.
and got a
I'll make
Grand
my
Slam,
claim.
if we went and got a Grand Slam, put it in a blender, would you drink it as a shake?
No, because you don't have the texture. You're gonna be able to bite into it. That's the whole game. Yeah, but if you could blend it down
got a
and then
toaster
bake
oven
out some of that
upstairs.
water,
Yeah.
like evaporate that, you got something. Yeah.
Done.
Okay.
Monday
Okay.
Monday show. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I guess. Was there anything in the omelet itself, or was it just eggs?
It was like an egg and cheese omelet, which
Okay.
I'm fine with. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
look,
to
I'm
me,
not gonna-
but I just didn't. The thought of cutting into an omelet and having.
No.
So instead, I got the Denver omelet, which is phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
The old standby.
Yeah, the old standby.
All right. Not so excellent.
Not so excellent.
Yeah. All right. This has been the lunch break for today. I want to thank our guests from earlier, Bob and Jan. You can find them texastenantrep.com. That's Riata. I forget the name of the company, but TexasTenantRep.com.
Yeah, it is Riata Commercial Realty. You can find them at TexasTenantRep.com.
Yep. Thank them for coming on. They were a good sport. Of course, Anna in studio, Josh, which was a latecomer today.
Yep.
Appreciate you coming in.
Anytime.
Zach, Christina in there doing amazing work. Christina, how'd it go?
It went really good. I forgot I was talking on this microphone for a second.
Sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Putting it to work.
Good job.
Good
job.
job.
I appreciate it. I can't wait until you take that over yourself and get him out of there.
The hell is that supposed to mean?
I'm just saying.
You know exactly
Just
what
saying.
it means, Zach.
We'll be back here on the lunch break on Monday, I assume. I will not be. I'll be out all next week, but that's okay because the show will go on, and it'll be great, and I won't watch. So thank you for watching the lunch break today. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you Monday.